is.
The legend. All right. All right, I'm going to go. You guys go to it.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.
Well, Perttu, Kitos from Buffalo, New York. I'm Kevin. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. You have a appropriate vest for such an interview, I think.
Yes, I got the
Oh yeah.
Shirt. Yeah, you've listened to this record once or twice.
I put my
Mr. Cliff Burton.
Yeah, yes. To get to the mood.
Yeah, so the Cliff Burton fist bumps to you, man.
Yes. So let's begin.
Yes. Well, welcome. Buffalo, New York. So have any memories that stick out to you about Buffalo, New York, real quick? Western New York.
Yeah, of course. The Sabres and all, and oh gosh, yes, we've been there many times. It's been a while. This is gonna be such a wonderful, the entire album cycle. So I'm sure that we're coming to the Buffalo.
Bring it on.
Most probably in the beginning of next year or something like that. So
awesome.
Definitely.
Well, the City of Good Neighbors would be happy to have you again. And yeah, the Sabres have enough Finnish players on our team. We love Finland too. So I'd like to start with the musical fact of the day here usually. So the #1 song in the world today in 1982 was by Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll. And she recently joined Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and Poison on that stadium tour. Did you have a chance to see them on that run?
Actually, no. I have not been really going to concerts for a long while. We just were like in Mexican tour for 5 weeks, Brazil and Mexico, and now setting up things here in Europe. And yeah, really not much going to the concerts. In Finland, I live in countryside, which means that I kind of go home and isolate myself from all the world, and that's listening to the birds and getting depressed in the woods. It's always good for music making. But yeah.
Chester Bennington would have been 48 years old, bless his soul today. Did you ever have an opportunity to meet Chester?
I didn't meet personally, but I did see them live in Rock am Ring, I think, whatever year that was, in the beginning of the millennia, I even think, or 2005-ish, something like that maybe. A great band, a great vocalist for sure, yeah.
Yes. Well, God bless Chester Bennington. And in today's quote, I think it really pertains to what's up next for Apocalyptica. And we have Perttu from Apocalyptica here. Napoleon Hill once said, "It is always your next move," isn't it? It's always your next move. So your band's next move, June the 7th, coming up here. Got the new record coming out. Apocalyptica Plays Metallica Volume 2.
Yeah.
And can't wait to just dissect that record when it comes out. I pre-ordered it, and to our viewers, have you yet? There's a bunch of different bundles and t-shirts and CDs and records and marbled records and so on. So you guys have made it a long career of honoring the greatest American band of all time, the greatest band of all time, if you ask me. So what excites you most about this upcoming album release and tour cycle?
I think this has been in our minds enormously long project. I think that the first times we even talk about that one day we need to do the rest of the great songs, that was maybe 20 years ago already. So we kind of knew always that there would be so much cool Metallica songs. We were big fans, especially me and Eikka, during our teenagers. So such a important part of our lives, Metallica's music. So we were basically probably always proceeding with the steps that felt good at the time, and now during everything that has been going on, this felt that this is the moment when we want to dive back into the very, very origins of this band and bravely tackle to the couple of really, really cool songs. And the entire process of making this album was fabulous because, for example, I started to listen to entire Metallica back catalog. Of course, there are releases that you didn't go back so often anymore during recent years, but now listening to absolutely everything, including even Lulu, and kind of trying to think which kind of songs could work with the cello version. It was hilarious and enormous project, actually already only that setup. And I think in total we made something like 20 arrangements, tried the many songs. It's always complicated and tricky when you take the lyrics off, when you take James Hetfield's impression of or expression of the track, that which kind of an really cool idea you may get that carries the song if you don't have the lyrics actually there. But I'm really proud of this album, very happy that we got to make it finally.
Love the album artwork as well. And just to reiterate to our viewers, Plays Metallica Volume 2, just to give you the track listing here, you got Ride the Lightning, Saint Anger on Symphony, The Unforgiven 2, again, that's going to be great to hear that one. Blackened, The Call of Cthulhu, which is going to be a great nod in memory of Cliff Burton, as you have on the shirt there. The Four Horsemen featuring Robert Trujillo, Holier Than Thou, To Live Is To Die, one, and then one instrumental. I mean, how cool is that? You have that video of the Four Horsemen that was released, and you know, I'm goo-goo guying over that, man. It looks amazing. You guys, I love the posters that you have around yourselves in the music video. I'm going to include a link below to that video. But one of my favorite things about that video, my man, is at the very beginning, you know, you talk about dreaming. You know, you guys have this certain dream that you want to chase in this business, and Metallica has really brought you all around the world, your passion for Metallica, and then you end the video with a nice "Don't Stop Believing" quote, to quote the Journey song, but still, you don't stop, never stop believing. And just for me personally, I really connected with that, because being part of this Metallica thing, like Lars said in the beginning, it's really being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. So with that video, you guys looked like you had a great time. And how was recording that video? Was it just like a one take thing or what?
No, actually, we spent a lovely day in Gothenburg in Sweden with the great director Ulrich. Yeah, for that video, we definitely wanted to capture. Of course, we don't have the money for CGI to make ourselves young again, but we wanted to capture kind of that fun feeling why Apocalyptica also exists. Because we were friends, and I have known Eikka since I was like basically 10 years old or something like that. So we spent the childhood, teenage years together, drinking way too many beers, listening to cool music, being the rebel classical cellists in our classical university. And that's the reason why these similar-minded guys kind of wanted to go to play this kind of music that was unheard with our instruments. And yeah, so I think that the Four Horsemen video is kind of the origin story of this group, like how those idiots from the rehearsal room went through separate different paces and then eventually became who we are. And we did have a dream that it would be wonderful to one day maybe play a concert even to a living audience. That was probably the dream, but we never expected that we could still be doing this in 28 years later now. And it's incredible actually, and it became a profession. And I'm very grateful, thankful for that you get to do something that you love so dearly. And I really love this album now because it also brought me back to Metallica. Like I said, that there might have been even longer periods, years of time that I didn't actively listen to them anymore or going towards some other genres or bands, but it is still there. I think that we wrote in some biography a great phrase that back to the teenage love that seemingly lasts for the lifetime.
Yes, yeah, in your impressionable years, all the way into your, you know, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and no need for any de-aging spells or medicine, my man. You guys look great. You guys look awesome. But Rob, he reached out to you to appear. Was that a easy process to get Rob to appear, the basis of Metallica, on the Four Horsemen?
Well, of course, like when we do something like this, we kind of course, need to ask for the permission or even an approval that we are allowed to do, but we have always had a very strong support from Metallica. They seemingly have kind of respected and enjoyed being entertained by our versions of their music. But so we approached them first to Lars that if this would be ideally good, or do they get pissed off if we do something like this? But yeah, eventually they even said that, for example, like Rob, that if you need something like, you know, bass, whatever, just reach out. And that was, of course, like unbelievable thing. And we didn't kind of even think of getting such feature or something. It's it's perfect. And another cool fact behind this is that actually his son Ty is playing all the other bass tracks. So we have like Trujillo all the time going on there. He's a fantastic bass player as well. So.
Yes, yeah, Ty.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Right.
Such a virtuoso.
That is too cool. If you were to have James Hetfield, the Almighty, sing on any of your cover songs, maybe on this upcoming record, is there one that stands out to you? That if James was to play on this one, or even in your back catalog?
I don't know, but I always thought that what would it be like if James sings Orion? Something he never did, or something like that. So yeah. We did play together with them in their 30th anniversary show, and that was surely an incredible thing also, like suddenly stand on a stage with Metallica and James there. What the hell is going on?
That was incredible, Perttu. Again, we're here with Perttu of Apocalyptica. We got Metallica, or we got Apocalyptica Plays Metallica Volume 2 coming out June the 7th. And it's just funny that you mentioned that at the 30th anniversary shows. My twin brother and I were there. We were down front for every night. In fact, this was the set list that was at your cello.
Yeah.
At December the 5th of 2011. And I was enjoying myself so much down there in the front with all these diehard Metallica fans that your crew member came right up to me and gave me this, which is just the coolest. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, and that day,
that's so cool.
That day, Lars has described that week as the greatest fucking week of my life on the Jericho podcast years ago. And I could imagine he feels the same way, because he had these guests coming out, and the Diamond Head and Dave Mustaine and Ozzy Osbourne and Geezer and Rob Halford and all these guys are coming out. And then out comes Apocalyptica. Now, I remember my one memory of that was when you guys entered the stage, there was someone behind me that asked out loud, "Who are these sexy ass motherfuckers?" And I have not forgotten that. And you guys were queuing up your cellos to play with Metallica, and it was taking a little bit long for you guys to get situated, you know, and it was the first of 4 nights, and they're working on some kinks.
Yeah.
And while you guys were tuning, Rob Trujillo, he took a step to the front of the stage. He took a knee, you remember, and he just to fill the time, played Anesthesia Pulling Teeth, which was your Cliff Burton's, I would say his swan song was Orion with Metallica, but that was a bass solo on your first record. Wow. And that was the first time they played it since with Cliff. And I just remember vividly James backing up to this amp, Kirk backing up to this amp, and they're wiping away tears.
Yeah.
And that was you know, some of the great things and are made out of mistakes. And when you guys are just struggling, kind of getting queued up, that beautiful moment happened. And then you went on to play No Leaf Clover off the S&M 1 record, 1999, and then One. And if I could just share with you, Perttu, One, gosh, you talk about James Hetfield. He was singing One with you guys, and no Lars in the back, no guitars. It was all cello. I'm getting the chills talking about it. And it wasn't until that heavy part, that where Lars comes running out to the drum kit, and he plays and I just remember feeling like, oh my God, it was just an explosion of lights and music, and you came out to Seek and Destroy later that night. How the hell was that experience, Perttu?
For surely it was mind-blowing, and we have been also around for a long while, so basically you don't easily get scared or feel weird on the stage, no matter if it's a big ass festival or whatever. But I remember it was me starting the one, and then basically Hetfield, of course, like I could say that he's definitely one of my biggest idols ever, standing just there half a meter from you and started to sing. And I remember thinking that this is so freaking damn cool. You said fuck yourself, so this is fucking cool. So so kind of like you definitely felt like we did something right as well to be here and there, and being kind of appreciated and respected by the people who inspired you the most. Of course, that feels like but I have to tell that the once I was really frightened, and that was maybe one of the very first times I ever met Metallica, and it was some festival in Europe. I remember playing furious songs and then looking at the side stage, and there is entire Metallica watching us behind the curtains, and like seeing James going like this. And I remember that I was maybe hustling something with my fingers, like that. Okay. So those things, they surely might feel surreal, but it's amazing. I'm very thankful for all the opportunities with what we have had during our career to work, not only with Metallica, but insane amount of great, unbelievable, amazing artists and featuring guests. So it feels like, yes, I would say that our honest approach, and we always wanted to do something that our hearts truly feel like, and being honest to that. And it probably has been the reason why it entertains so many people around.
Titos to that. Cheers to that, man. That's just incredible. It's amazing what dreaming could actually solidify something in the physical world, such as experiences that you just shared. The influence of having a positive mental outlook on things, and just amazing what happens with that, such as jamming with Metallica at their 30th anniversary, or seeing them go, holy shit, when you guys are playing your music. Just awesome. Metallica deeper cuts. Now you have Unforgiven 2 that's going to be on the upcoming record due out June the 7th. Are there any other deep cuts that you consider playing that didn't make the cut, or are there any others that maybe we see on a future release?
I was already starting to joke about the volume 3 at some point, because I really tried to make I had to tell that Justice for All was actually the first Metallica album I heard. So Blackened and One and the title track Justice for All, they in a way, they are for me the reason why I began to love Metallica. And Blackened and One I was able to do for this record. I desperately tried to make an interesting version out of Justice for All, but it was really long, didn't really fit into this concept. And so definitely there are still great songs. We could always find a new angle, or there's some of the newer material we also really try to do versions, Am I Savage, or these kind of songs, All Nightmare Long. And I would be very optimistic and positive that we still want to do that, because this is one of the most important parts of Apocalyptica, our starting point, the Metallica connection. And we don't want to think too far, like what's happening after this. I think that album release, we're going to tour for maybe 2.5 years with it all over the world, hopefully a couple of times, and hopefully people will be entertained. And yeah, it's interesting to see what do we come after that. But for sure there are still a lot of Metallica great songs. They are amazing with their back catalog.
They do have an absolutely killer back catalog, including some of the new songs off 72 Seasons. And how did you like the new record, 72 Seasons?
I did like it actually. Yes, it's really cool. It's not that kind of a record that I start to listen to on a repeat, though. But like going back to it every now and then, listening to a song 2 or 3 while driving, it's really, really cool stuff.
Sure. Well, before we get into the next topic here, I just wanted to show you something that this was the ticket from the night one that you guys played at. And, you know, there were so many things thrown out on stage from the stage to us. And I just so happened, this is a piece of Danish candy that Lars was chewing. And he spit it out into the audience. Yes.
Did you have like some big thing to catch all of those? Because
yeah, a little fishing net to catch
fishing
Lars'
net,
Danish
exactly.
candy. He didn't like it. Someone gave it to him. He tossed it out, and there you go. All right.
Did you by any chance try it, how it tastes, or no?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, maybe I will someday to honor Lars. But yes, again, the June 7th, we got the new record coming out. Can't wait to see you guys. I mean, Europe tour's coming up. And you got a bunch of dates, but then yeah, you're gonna come back over to North America eventually later this year, early next year. Personally, my first time seeing you guys was in Quebec City with Rammstein.
Oh yeah.
And to be front row of 150,000 people back here, and I can only imagine how seeing the Plains of Abraham from your point of view. How was that to tour with Rammstein? And geez, I saw you guys play Herz Brennt, you know, and you guys are doing your Jason Newsted windmilling stuff. How was that playing with Rammstein and Till Lindemann?
Rammstein has been another like enormous band that also approached us already quite early. I think our first support tour for them was around 2005, something like that. And they also liked us a lot. And somehow it felt like for their industrial metal type of show, these cellos, wooden things, I think they probably made a nice contrast. And Rammstein audience is known to be very demanding for the supports, and especially in Germany, nobody wants to play before Rammstein because you basically get bottled out usually. But we survived and always were appreciated also from their audience. But I remember that Quebec gig especially well from one crazy moment, and I might share it too in here, because it's another absurd moment in your life that you are playing, because Richard wanted just maybe 2 hours before the show that actually we would join them also to Haifisch, and we didn't prepare to that. So of course I had listened to the song, but it's not like completely in your mind. It's not one of the absolute hits anyway. And so, okay, let's see what we can do, and kind of trying to structurize the song in there. And okay, then we joined without rehearsing anything. You go on stage with Rammstein to Haifisch, and you have no idea where you should even stand because of there might be whatever effects going on, pyros, and then those bastards, they suddenly decide to leave the stage with the boat, and Richard just come to shout in my ears that, okay, you're solo. And then I see all the Rammstein guys leaving above the audience with the boat, and I just start to jam something, some unplanned improvised stuff for 150,000 people, as you mentioned. And that lasts for a freaking long time. Like, it never ends, the boat ride, because it's so big crowd. And I was playing there minutes, probably close to 10 minutes of just all kind of stuff from my head. And oh gosh, that was kind of a big of a challenge, but such a lovely memory. Yeah, okay, you're solo. Thank you, man. Thanks for warning.
Wow, so the solo came and you were just improvising whatever. Did you fiddle with, I don't know, you recorded a solo called Beautiful, which is beautiful. But yeah, whatever came to mind, you were just like, whatever.
Yeah, Schneider is still keeping the Haifisch beat there, and I think the other cellists, they are desperately trying to follow that. Where is the lead cello now going? And I'm thinking like, okay, I already played this leak maybe twice or thrice and 3 times. And what should I do next? Okay, maybe something else. And honestly, cello is not a very easy instrument to just start to improvise, because you would need to kind of, the tuning and everything, our string system is kind of weird and we don't have frets, and it's a tricky thing. And but yeah, it's so great. But Rammstein definitely always had wonderful times with them, and I also remember the Mein Herz Brennt pyros, because at some concerts we were playing up there with the drums, and when we were young we still performed shirtless, and those sparks actually did hit my back from above, and it was very funny to try to stay in a concert and be so afraid of the concussion bombs, everything going, and knowing that soon you will get once again those sparks and ow, ow to your back. And oh gosh,
Yeah,
a lot
so
of
much fire.
cool memories.
Wow, yeah, I could tell. Thanks for sharing that. And love Rammstein. We'll be seeing them soon in Athens, Greece. But June the 7th, got the new record coming out. Mikko Sirén, your buddy, he's on that record. He's drumming throughout. He's on to other projects then, I take it. And was there just, it was time to for him to go and do his own thing?
Yeah, I think that is pretty well said, that it was time that we continued like this. And that's also one of the reasons why we wanted in the new video to also go back to the times when we were only the cellos, kind of seeing and show the positive spirit that we still have. And like I wish all the best for Mikko. He really was, at least,
Yes.
my best buddy.
Cool. Well, thanks. And yeah, 30 years past of Apocalyptica. Can't wait for the next 30 years of creating. You guys do beautiful work. You guys stand out. This is a world-renowned band that you've really made a great stamp in the metal community. I know you're a Lord of the Rings fan. I've always imagined King Aragorn. He gets crowned the king of Middle Earth. What song does Apocalyptica play?
I hope we would still have something coming up that would be worth such an enormous, but I think one of my own compositions, my favorite song that still is in a very, very high importance, is Farewell, from our 5th album. It also seems to be one of the favorite instrumental ballads of many of our fans. So maybe that Farewell, it's a farewell, but it can also be seen like a positive thing, that sometimes we need to let go the things to evolve and stuff like that. And so maybe I say farewell.
Farewell. I never stop believing. For every new subscriber, I donate $10 to the American Foundation Suicide Prevention. You know, this is something that's very near and dear to me and us and the metal community. So appreciate a subscribe, a like, if you enjoyed what me and Perttu of Apocalyptica have been talking about. Final comment before my final farewell, my friend. My twin brother Ryan just became a dad. He is going to be seeing you, Ryan and Nicole. You're going to be seeing Apocalyptica in Munich. Congratulations. I've got you there. And Liv, if you want to join too, that's all right. But yes, Perttu, my twin brother looks just like me, and his fiance Nicole. They will come see you in October in Munich, and never stop believing, man. Keep on dreaming. Thank you.
Absolutely, we do that. That's
See
a great effect.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good day.
You too, man. Enjoy.
Thank you, brother. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Okay, Perttu, you stay on. I have your next interview coming. Kevin,
right.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. I'll just leave and this will stop
Yes.
recording. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll see ya.
See ya.